Welcome into the Monday Morning Quarterback UK with your boys Ben, Dami, Kriski and Bids. How are we doing today, boys? Dami, what's been going on?
So I did the forfeit. Our
you?
Our fantasy football forfeit.
Oh, you did it?
On Saturday night with Ailish.
Did you?
Flag on the play.
I mean, I feel we're good sports for even attempting to do it. So
I don't understand.
We went to McDonald's, Harrogate Green Lanes, at 9:30 on Saturday night, and we were there till 1 o'clock.
You did 4 hours. So you
4.5 hours.
You've got to have eaten 20 cheeseburgers.
We didn't. I had.
Oh, did you not have? So.
Nah,
So hold on, do you want to say what the actual forfeit was first before you start going into how you do it?
So it was meant to be 24 hours in McDonald's. That was never happening.
Minus an hour for every meal you eat.
Yeah. I had 5 meals.
You ate 5 meals?
You had
in
5
4.5
happy meals.
Hours?
Yeah, they were happy meals.
No, I mean, we didn't even set. We should have set the rules.
You did set any rules.
It was
should
meant
have
to
set-
be
we-
double cheeseburgers for an hour. That was
definitely not it.
No one said exactly. Literally,
We should have set the rules. I don't know what the rules would have been, but I think I would have allowed happy meals, but you had to at least do it properly.
Yeah. I mean, that just wasn't going to happen.
Why not?
24 hours in McDonald's.
Yeah, but if you eat, you can reduce
lose
it.
time.
Lose time. Okay, so how many meals would I have to eat and spend time there?
12 and 12.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have gone there.
Typically, it works out like 12 and 12.
Yeah, but you shouldn't have gone there at 9 p.m. is the problem.
You want me spending 12 hours in McDonald's?
Yes, it's a punishment.
It's a punishment.
It's a
12
punishment.
meals.
It's a punishment.
And you're paying for my meals, yeah?
Yeah,
We could have done.
would have chipped in.
You didn't
No.
say that.
We could have done.
You wouldn't.
I would have
asked you to.
Well,
pay.
I thought you were going to come in central London, so my plan was to actually come visit you and buy you a couple
Why
of
would I
meals.
come into central London?
Because it's busy, people watch, that nonsense, so I thought you might have enjoyed it, but
No.
you missed out on a few free burgers.
No. So we stayed there till 1. Had five happy meals. Ailish had 2 meals. And then,
What?
and then we went home.
We should have done the get ready with me
Yeah.
for sure.
We
That's on you. To be fair, Ben was saying that was probably the better punishment to do.
We thought you'd actually no. I didn't think you'd do it.
Yeah.
So
To be fair, that's on us.
Yeah.
yeah.
That's on us.
We've learned.
So
Next year.
Next year, you're not even part of the fantasy because
You get relegated.
You got
at the end of the league.
relegated.
Next
Go find your own league, man.
next year, define what the punishment is
It's
before
gonna
the
be,
season.
It's going to be get ready with me video, and you have to go to
Yeah.
like a supermarket or like a superstore,
Oh,
and you
that
have to
would've
do
been so
like
much
little
better.
clips of yourself
Yeah.
getting stuff.
That would've been
You've
so
got
much
to drive into the space. So you've got to set up that tripod, do a little video of you backing into the space.
Oh,
And I'm
man,
going to
it's
watch you do it
tragic.
because it's going to be hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm
like
going to
that-
film you.
like that Drew guy.
I'm going to film you setting up the tripod.
We're already predicting Dami loses next year.
He's
Yeah,
definitely
100%,
losing next year.
I mean, yeah, because Ailish is not taking part next year, so it's probably
Obviously.
going to be me. Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
She doesn't want to do another punishment.
Nah, she said she hated it. She didn't enjoy watching the NFL because of it.
Yeah,
Oh,
I feel like it makes it better.
Yeah.
Because of the fantasy.
Because of fantasy.
Yeah.
I feel like it makes it much
Oh,
better.
Yeah.
I really enjoyed it.
Loved Sunday night.
Gives you a reason to watch some of the games as well, or focus on some of the games.
I don't know, I just watch it for the love of the game, to be honest. But yeah, fantasy. Because literally I'm sat there going, oh, they got Kelsey and he just scored a touchdown. Oh, that's messing up my fantasy. And I was just like,
Yeah, but the
I was
opposite
enjoying
way
it.
when Kelsey's in your team and he scores, it's a
that didn't happen for me.
I mean, fair.
Hence why I didn't enjoy it.
You're annoyed because you lost. Is
Yeah,
what's
you
happening?
picked-
I mean,
That's the
I
crux.
didn't technically.
You had too
lose.
many charges in your team. That's
Okay.
what the problem was.
Yes. I came second last, so technically I didn't lose. But
Yeah, it's not a great
I'm
luck,
a good
mate.
sport. Yeah,
You're a good sport.
yeah, I am.
Adds up here.
Yeah.
I won't even call half out in the punishment a good sport, but hey,
At least I
each
did
their
it.
own.
Would you have done it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
24 hours in
I would
McDonald's.
have gone at 9, and I
Yeah.
would have just hammered meals
AM.
for 9 a.m.
Yeah.
And I would have a meal like breakfast, get a couple things in,
Yeah.
chill for a bit, and then I'll just carry on.
Yeah,
True.
definitely would have done it.
I reckon
12
12
hours.
meals, 12 hours is doable.
Yeah.
I reckon maybe you do 13, 11 because you might be struggling at the end.
Yeah.
But that last meal, you'd force it to
Yeah.
get that to get out.
100% would have
Yeah,
done it.
I think I'd have managed it, but it would have been rough.
Nah, I'd have been fine.
It would have been rough.
I'd have been fine.
I just would have brought loads of stuff to watch. I would have just been chilling.
Exactly.
Exactly.
I mean,
Get a
I was
booth.
watching-
I could easily do it by myself, so I don't need
Yeah.
you.
I think I'd probably check out there. Anybody offering that?
Next week we'll ask Bids what he did at the weekend.
Yeah.
Oh,
I'll try it.
I did 12 and 12 just because I could.
Yeah.
Because I had a free Saturday. There was football on and everything. African Cup of Nations is going on. There's stuff to watch.
Representing. Even though Nigeria are trash.
And they got through.
Tragic.
7 points. 3 games.
It was rough to watch.
Yeah,
At least we're not Ghana.
I mean, it's true. Or Ivory Coast. Imagine being host and getting whooped like that. You got beat 4-0.
Yeah, they got 3 points. They're going into the third place potential, aren't they?
Sure. I hope not.
It's garbage.
I hope not.
It's garbage.
Anyways.
What else been going on? Apart from mocking him.
Yeah. What happened this weekend for you, Biz?
Just up in Birmingham, birthdays, man. We're getting old now. 30th birthdays.
Yeah.
I was up in Birmingham this week. I'm up again for Mari's birthday. When's that again? It's in a couple of weeks. I keep forgetting. That's why Ben's pissed off.
He's asked me 72 times, and last time he had it in his calendar was 2020.
Yeah, don't worry about that.
This is unbelievable.
I made mistakes, man.
I'm not answering it.
I had cold thumbs when I was typing it in.
What? Wow. Okay.
Alright, let's just get into this.
Yeah.
Tragic. Cool.
Divisional rounds.
Divisional rounds.
Another cracker.
Yeah, man, lots of good games. Let's round them up. So, we had 4 games. We had Ravens, Texans, Packers, 49ers, Bucks, Lions, Bills, Chiefs. Juicy stuff. Dami, kick us off. Ravens, Texans, what happened?
So the Texans, one of the surprise stories of the season, they went to Baltimore, and in the second half they got whooped. 34-10. It was really close at halftime. It was 10-10, and they had missed Kaimi Fairbairn had missed a field goal to take them into the lead at 13-10. But it was a really tight game. Kind of like how I said in the previous episode, I thought the Ravens would be rusty. You said though, to be fair, that defense travels, and it's the offense that might be rusty, and that's what proved the case. As because realistically, the Ravens defense only gave up 3 points to the Texans offense, and then there was that 67-yard punt return touchdown, which by Steven Sims, which was just epic. And you thought, it might be in the Texans' favour this game, because that, I'm not sure that skill is a bit of luck involved in that, but also. An incredible play by Steven Sims. But then in the second half they clearly made adjustments.
Lamar turned it on.
Lamar just decided he was going to go beast mode, and then
he did what Josh Allen tries to do every single game in that second half.
He did.
He does it when he needs to.
That Texans defense just could not cope at all.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it was rough for the Texans. It was a shame that their season finished so limply. Like you would have thought, okay, make a fist of it in the second half, but they just couldn't do anything. I mean, that Ravens defense was unreal.
All over them.
It's unreal. Like there's not much you can say. Roquan Smith, KJ Hamilton,
Stacked
Patrick Queen, and then their defensive line is just insane. So, and just to give you like some context in how the Texans' second half went. So the Ravens scored on all 4 of their drives in the second half, and the Texans went punt, turnover and downs, and run out the clock.
Ouch.
So they offered up nothing offensively in the second half. Biz, do you have any more stats for us about this Ravens-Texans game?
Yeah, just mainly Lamar. Like when I'm looking at it, the stats look weird because he threw for 152 yards.
It's usually what there is for. 150, 200.
2 touchdowns, but also 11 carries for 100 yards exactly, and 2 touchdowns, 2 rushing touchdowns.
Crazy.
Nice.
Does what he needs to do.
Yeah.
It's just weird, but it kind of went how I thought the game would go, but also didn't. Like I thought it'd be Ravens would just blow them out from the beginning, and then we'll get towards late in the third, fourth quarter, and TJ will just start launching it to Collins, or Nico Collins, but it didn't happen. Like Collins only went for 5 receptions for 68 yards. Just didn't. Right. It's all right, but it's not what's got them to the divisional playoffs.
Yeah, they just came up against a better team. Like that's all it was. Like it wasn't anything the Texans did wrong. Like they didn't perform badly. Like CJ Stroud wasn't bad. No one in the team performed especially badly. There were no major drops. There were no major fumbles. Like there were no errors, glaring errors from the Texans team. They just came up against a better team. They're ahead of schedule. Like CJ Stroud, way ahead of schedule. Like they're just not D'Amico Ryan, CJ Stroud, Will Anderson Jr. Like these are like the new people in their franchise. Like these are going to be the people that drive it forward. In their first year, they get into the playoffs and get a win.
Yeah,
that's crazy. And I think they'll see it as a bit disappointing because they got to the division round and couldn't get the win. But realistically, they were never going to get past that point.
Yeah.
like,
it would have been a massive upset if they would have got past that.
getting the win was, that's the pinnacle, that's the best they probably could have hoped for. A 1-win playoff team.
Yeah.
Like, that's a great result. That was where the Packers were at as well, is when you get into the playoffs, is 1 win in the playoffs would be crazy. And obviously they got that as well, so yeah. Good game though.
Like you said, they didn't expect to get to that point. Realistically, they should have been at that point. It took a historic meltdown from the Jaguars,
Yep.
Yeah.
where they were 8-3 at one point, and they finished 9-8.
It's busted.
That's ridiculous. And the Colts as well. They didn't have a meltdown, but they probably should have finished above the Texans, and they messed up in the last couple of games, and then the Texans just sneaked in there on the last week of the season.
It's fairly fortunate circumstances that got them there. Having played, they have had really good like bright spots, but they have also had some games where you're like, it's an inexperienced team. You can see that. But future's bright. Looks good for the Texans next year. It'll be interesting to see if they make what off-season moves they make and what their draft looks like. Because we'll start. That's a great question. That's a really good question. I like Tank Dell, I like Nico Collins. Noah Brown's fairly good.
Running back?
Devin Singletary and
fine.
And what's his who's their main running back?
Oh, I don't know.
Who's the main running back who had loads of points in this year? He did loads of stuff. He was great, and then he got injured.
Yeah, I can't think.
And Devin Singletary took over. I can't remember. Look it up because my mind's gone blank.
I'm guessing they'll re-sign Schultz as well.
Yeah.
Oh, they have to.
Yeah.
I mean, Damian Pierce is their main.
Pierce.
He didn't get loads of points.
Did he not do much?
No,
Was it not Damian
because
Pierce?
he was my running back, and I dropped him quick.
Really?
No, they need to sign up Schultz. Sorry about
What am I
that.
thinking of then?
Texans depth chart. Running back.
Running back, you got Devin Singletary, Damian Pierce. Yeah, that's what they
I
got.
thought Damian Pierce was fairly good this year. Okay, fine, I'm wrong. But yeah, it's a really good question. Defensively, I'm not sure about them. I think they could probably get tougher on the D-line. They could probably get a bit more of a pass rush as well. I'm not sure they offer much from a pass rush perspective, but they've got some okay players, but maybe get another edge. They can pick up an edge in the draft. I'm not sure whether there's much in the draft class from an edge perspective where they're drafting. Edge rusher, I don't know what their backup quarterback situation is like. Wide receivers, they could probably do with another good wide receiver. Like Robert Woods and Noah Brown are fine.
Yeah.
John Mechie's just been nowhere. But Nico Collins and Tank Dell obviously had really good years.
Yeah,
And Dell will be back next year as well.
They'll be back next year.
Well, hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, but I think they need another threat.
Yeah.
Maybe running back. Maybe a pass catching running back that can offer more. Don't know what their tight end situation is behind Schultz as well. They might need another.
Oh,
You get that
three players I've never really.
Yeah, like a Kincaid type because they can't really do many 2-3 tight end sets.
Get yourself some Rock Bowers.
Rock Bowers, yeah.
Nah, he won't go that far. Where are they in the draft?
I'm not sure.
I don't know,
But
I'll get that up.
yeah, we'll have a look. We'll start doing draft related stuff in a couple of weeks once the playoffs are. We'll start looking at draft class and who's next up and what people need. But yeah, I think tight ends, they can't do many 2-3 tight end sets, so they're pretty limited there. But yeah, I think they're fairly well set up for the future. Will Anderson looks like a great great player. Like he's obviously offering a lot, but they don't really have much of a second threat. So yeah.
They've got the 23rd.
Oh, no chance. He's not dropping that
They've
far.
got the 23rd pick from Cleveland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they
Trade
could make some moves.
Yeah.
They could make some moves if they like someone who's available. Alright, cool. Anything else to add?
Nope.
Injuries?
No, I don't think there was any major
Nothing major?
injuries in that game.
Cool. So the Ravens move on. Bids, Packers 49ers, what happened?
Yeah, so it was a very close game. Brock didn't have his best game.
No.
Some say he had his worst game of the season.
Terrible.
It was pretty poor, and I know Ben was excited watching it because everyone hates Purdy for no reason at all.
Yeah.
I'm just loving the Packers. That was all I was. I was
yeah,
showing love for the Packers.
I mean, your Packers lost to Brock, who played his worst game of all times. So, they, ended 41. 24-21 to the to the 49ers in the end. The Packers could be very proud of themselves.
Yeah.
They did themselves proud. You'd have to say that they on the day probably should have won the game.
kicking performance.
Yeah, Anders Carlson, you gotta let go.
That guy's. If
You
that
gotta
guy,
let him go.
Yeah,
if that guy isn't dropped by the time this episode comes out, I'll be
Yeah.
shocked. Do you remember who was it? King. In that year when he
Oh,
got
Kevin King,
Kevin
yeah.
King got cooked and got dropped immediately
Yeah,
after
he
that.
did,
Like, was it
yeah.
against the 49ers?
Yeah, I think so.
I would have dropped him
Oh.
in the change room.
Yeah.
As soon as he walked back
What
over,
did-
yeah,
what did he say?
grab his stuff.
Not pretty.
What did he
So-
say?
So Matt LaFleur, they basically asked him before the game how he feels about the kicker Anders Carlson, and he says that he basically prays to God every time he goes for a kick.
Imagine your coach saying that.
He didn't say that.
That's how.
No,
Yeah.
It's not before the game.
Yeah.
That's how I feel when I see him go out and kick.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is 40 yards. He could easily miss this.
Surely you got to back your players, no?
Or just go out and get. Surely there's a better kicker out there on the market.
Yeah, they're going to make moves now.
Yeah.
I think you.
But like, if you're going into the playoffs, you're like, nah, I need to be.
Yeah, but I think a lot of them are veterans, and they've signed him as a rookie, so they don't really have to pay him.
And they want to give him a chance because if he works it out,
Yeah.
that's a great signing, a good move. But
Let's just pick someone up in the international player pathway.
Yeah.
They got fair punters
One
and
of
kickers
those
coming in.
gay footballer.
why are they always Irish kickers?
I don't know.
What's going on?
Because they're.
Those
I
people.
don't know. Maybe they add some athleticism to kicking. I don't know.
No,
I
have
it's just-
no
they just
idea.
kick- Maybe not seen the size of Gaelic football pitches.
Yeah, to be fair, they
Huge.
can. Yeah, they got pretty.
Yeah, they got
Yeah,
that.
maybe they've seen the Dallas Cowboys get an actual footballer to kick the ball, and they're gone. Maybe we should get guys who kick for a living.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who've done it since they were 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rather than these unathletic guys who just start.
How do you fall into being a kicker
I don't know.
or a punter?
Can't get on.
Because surely you would play your whole life just like
Play high school and then
Yeah.
you just don't.
Yeah, maybe a high school when you
Fall
get to
into it.
college. Yeah,
You
maybe.
just don't fancy really getting hit. You just
Yeah,
throw it in.
that's probably it.
We'll do some international player pathway stuff in a future episode. But what else happened in this game that you want to mention, Bids?
CMC just Christian McCaffrey just doing his usual stuff, man. He's
Carrying.
yeah, he just I mean, he did carry the team. Like, you need players like that when the team as a whole isn't playing well.
Yeah.
You need a player like Christian McCaffrey who's just gonna step up and play his usual game. Like 17 carries for 98 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, and he had 30 more yards in the air. Like, that's what you need. Especially with Debo going out in the first opening drive, he went out and didn't return. Like, you need those players to step up.
Yeah.
And obviously people have said that when Brock hasn't got some of his weapons, he's worse, and yeah, it showed. But they won the game.
He got it
They
done.
made credit
won
to
the
the
game.
last
He got
drive.
it
He
done.
still marched down
did.
the field and he still got him into a position
he got
for
it done.
C-Mac to go in, and so so he still did.
He
Positive.
limped.
That
He
last
limped into the
I
championship
mean,
game.
that last drive, he went 6 or 7, 47 yards, and there was that clutch the pass wasn't great. Actually, no, the pass was in the window. You know how when you covered me, and that was the only window to get a throw in.
Wow.
Look, so
When he gets cooked now, he makes it look
he passed it in the only window he could really get it, and Ayuk made a clutch catch. So
Yeah, so positives.
yeah, there was at least some positives to take from that game, especially for him. And and it was a wet game. He's apparently can't throw the ball in wet weather.
I did see
But-
one clip of actually getting the ball wise in the pocket. He goes
Yeah.
and just dries his hand and then goes back to the bottom line.
Yeah.
Fair play. That's casual.
Yeah,
But next week's games again is a dry game, good decent weather. So hopefully he's back to his normal
Yeah.
MVP
I mean, you can,
self.
you can have a bad game now. Just, that's when you want it before
I can't
championships.
wait to see him get cooked.
I don't know.
I mean, yeah, it's gonna be rough against the Ravens defense. Like,
No, they're playing the Lions.
I'm sorry, the Lions.
Yeah.
They're playing the Lions.
Yeah.
She's playing the Ravens.
Yeah, it's gonna be
Can't wait. to
it's gonna
see
be
him
tough, but we'll
rocked.
yeah.
Aiden Hutchinson
Yeah,
is
it's
going to be
gonna gun
all
for
up on him,
Yeah, he'll get Anzalone dropping for
and he's
fullback.
left end. He always plays off the left end, so Trent Williams ain't going to be able to do anything about him. Yeah.
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 Aiden Hutchinson's getting 2 sacks in that
Hutchinson
game.
with those spin moves as well.
Oh, you go for it.
I was like,
I saw
yeah.
that spin move he did in that Bucks game. I was like,
2.
that looked nice.
Yeah.
2 sacks.
That
2
looked
sacks for
nice.
Hutchinson.
Okay.
Okay, we'll see.
Yep.
Okay.
So Packers defense also had 2 opportunities to pick Brock off.
Yeah.
The one from Darnell Savage could have been a pick 6, didn't come up with the plays.
Should have been a pick
Like,
six.
that was
Shoulda,
right
coulda.
there. Honestly,
Oh,
he
man.
is limped into this championship game. Oh, I can't wait to see it. I'm looking forward to it. This weekend's going to be banging.
It is.
I'm here for it. Here for it.
All depends. It depends if Devo's back, because I mean, Juwan Jennings
Yeah,
had a pretty good game.
He had a good
He had a good game. He had
Yeah.
some big catches.
Yeah.
4 receptions for 61 yards. Like, He played pretty decent.
Yeah,
It
he played
was
very
decent,
well.
a decent backup. But
So Debo was the main injury as well.
Debo was the main injury.
What was the injury?
Shoulder
Shoulder.
injury. Unsure if he'll be back for the championship game.
Haven't
But
confirmed, have they?
yeah, say again.
Haven't confirmed.
No, it hasn't been confirmed yet. But yeah, I just want to say that the end of the game, how the game ended with the second pick from Dre Greenlaw. He just heard everyone in the world was saying, "Go down."
He just wouldn't go down.
Wouldn't go down.
I don't know if he was trying to like run the clock
Yeah,
out.
so
I don't know what he was doing.
Ben, explain.
I don't know what he was doing. I've got nothing for you. I think he was just like, I've got this. I'm putting the team on my back, and they're like, go down. Like it's over. Let it go.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
So this is moving.
So he picked Love.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then.
We didn't go down.
Yeah. I'm saying, explain what he should have done and why.
Drop your ass to the ground and end the game. I don't know what to say. Like, it's like in a football match, and you're playing the clock out, and you try and swing one in when you're 1-0 up. Like, what are you doing? Like, just the referee's about to blow the whistle, and you're like, screw it, we've got no one in the box. I'll throw it in. Like, what are you doing? There's no
I'm
need.
saying, explain for those who don't know. He needs to go down so that they can run the clock out by kneeling for.
Yeah, because what could have happened was they could have stripped the ball back from him. Packers get the ball back and get an opportunity to go down and then score, which obviously the 49ers don't want. They want to end the game. If they hold possession and they just run any plays, the game's over. How many seconds were left at that point? Like 60? Like a minute left?
I think it was a minute and a half.
It was a minute and a half? But they could have knelt. They could have knelt
Yeah.
for the rest of the game. They only needed. You have 2 minutes. You can run 2 minutes at the clock. So anything under 2 minutes past the 2 minute warning, you could kneel down and the game's over, basically. Yeah. So there was no need for him to stay up. He's just.
No, that was 34 seconds. I was wrong.
Oh, was it way lower?
Seconds, yeah.
I didn't remember how much was left. But all I knew was that there was no time left and there was no need for him to still be up. And yet he was just trucking people.
I mean, he was trying. Just do
his moment.
Right up and down.
Yeah.
Maybe he was trying to score.
Yeah, 100%.
Why?
Why not?
It's just his moment.
Because you might lose.
He's not thinking like that. He's like,
Who's tackled Drake Greenlaw, man?
I mean, there's a couple of big boys on the Packers team,
Yeah, true.
Jordan Love wants a piece.
Yeah, but that's how the game ended.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Good game, though.
Very good game. Very tight. And yeah, the Packers will find themselves very unlucky. But
yeah,
will they be back again next year?
I don't see why not. The only thing that I've said before about a lot of other quarterbacks is a second year dip. Now they've got a lot of film on you. Now they've got time in the off season to prepare for you. When that schedule comes out, they know when they're playing each of these players, and then they prepare in the off season. So previously, you've got a quarterback coming up. You watch as much film as you have of that player at that time. So yes, Jordan Love started to play better, and yes, teams had film. But teams will have more film. They've seen him in the playoffs. They've seen all the possible plays that Matt LaFleur has for him. There's just a lot more information in his second year as a quarterback. So if he can get over that and they still perform well, then he has a real opportunity to be a good quarterback in the league.
Yeah.
If he gets found out and people know how to play him and defenses adjust for him, he's got a real problem. Happens a lot. It's quite common. Like, I think, in my opinion, Hurts is getting found out. Like, he got injured this year, and I'll give him that. Like, that's fair. As was.
He also lost the team though as well. Like, that's more than just the second year dip, but.
I think it's coaching.
There's a lot of stuff going on there. We won't get into the Eagles right now, but that never looked right to me. I never had confidence that he was that player because I saw him play in his first and second year. At no point was I like, this guy's really good. You're like, he's got some plays in the locker, but that team is absolutely stacked. Like, something wasn't adding up. Like, AJ Brown was going nuts. I didn't really see it, but maybe he's better than I think. But yeah, you see that a lot with quarterbacks is when teams find you out, you need to be able to have a second or third gear, or fourth gear, fifth gear as you go. But
fair enough.
Which is what Mahomes has.
Yeah.
People figured out Mahomes, and he was like, "Cool, I'll change it up."
Yeah.
And then they started to figure out again. Oh, cool, I'll just change it up. You can't account for everything I do as a quarterback. People kept saying, "Oh, they've found him out," and then he kept winning Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So.
I think I put the Packers in the same bracket as the Texans in terms of almost, both first-year quarterbacks. They've excelled from where you thought they would be.
Young teams.
They've got very young teams, very good
Packers are
very good offensive weapons, and I think they're in. I would say they're in tough divisions where you can't just say nailed on who's going to win the division because I think it's the NFC North. The Vikings are I don't know what's happening with Kirk. I don't know if he's coming back to the Vikings this year. But then if he stays, the Vikings could be viable because they improved so much towards the end of the year. And then of course you've got the Lions, who you don't expect to fall off, and then who knows who the Chicago Bears draft at number 1. If they keep Justin Fields or they get Caleb, then or does someone ask them for their first pick and then they get bare first round picks and then end up getting Marvin Harrison Jr. and someone else. You don't know.
They'll get picks.
Yeah.
They won't get multiple first round picks for this draft.
Yeah.
How are they going to do
no,
sorry. It depends who, but probably not for just this draft.
Yeah, no.
You could probably get 4 first round picks from over the next 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And some teams do have multiple first round picks in a specific year.
There's a couple, yeah.
I'm not sure this year, but definitely.
Seattle always seem to have picks. I don't know if that's the case this year, but for every year in my mind, maybe it's confirmation bias, but it always feels to me like Seattle have always got picks.
Yeah.
Do they still draft well? Or?
Yeah. But Pete Carroll's gone now, so I don't know how well they draft now. Pete Carroll's gone, so slightly changes things. But I think the Packers can be proud of that. I think they are quite similar. The only thing I think is I'm not sure about that receiving goal for the Packers. I'm still not sure about it. They don't have a Nico Collins and a Tank Dell.
Christian Watson's not bad.
Christian Watson was barely present.
Yeah, it's hamstring
injured.
Yeah, no, I know, but like even when he was back, they didn't throw to him much.
He'd be recovering from a hamstring injury.
Yeah, why is he on the field then?
Yeah. By the way, Chicago have 2 first round picks in the top 10 this year.
Already?
Picks. Yeah. They could pick up half the first round if they play it right. That's crazy.
Like draft day.
We're not getting into draft.
Great film.
I think it was your mate Sam who messaged me after we spoke about it a couple episodes ago, and he was like, "I like that film too, but all my NFL loving mates haters." It's a joke. Entertainment.
Great film.
Yeah. If you take the whole, it's ludicrous out of it, then you can have yourself a good time. Cool. So, where are we? So 49ers Lions.
What now?
Sorry.
No, 49ers. No, 49ers Lions next week.
49ers Lions next week.
Yeah.
Chiefs Ravens as well. So let's move on to our next game. Bucks Lions. My mind went blank.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay, I'll take this one off you then, Ben.
Yeah.
To be fair, this was the game I was looking forward to the most coming into the weekends. Like you got the Baker, who's, like how the Bucks there, and then the Lions, who's like playoffs is just brand new to them in recent history. So, mate, I was excited for this, and it lived up. To be fair, like both teams were just kind of matching each other all through the game until the fourth quarter, and then Lions just kind of took it away, and then it came down to that Baker pick, which was heartbreaking.
It was heartbreaking.
I felt for him. I was like, you just didn't want it. You wanted to march at the field and at least get something. Yeah. And then for it to happen straight away, I just don't know
what he was thinking with that throw.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He forced that one. There was definitely another option just to the side, and I think whether he just got a bit flustered and just.
I mean, that's probably the most high leverage game he's played in his career.
Yeah.
He just didn't want to get hit. He just didn't want to get sacked.
But he did a great account for himself. I mean, he threw for 349 yards.
Great game.
Yeah.
Like I put, it's ultimately the 2 picks decided the game.
Yeah.
Like everything else, you would say the Bucks were right there, if not better, in certain categories. It was just the 2 picks. Jared didn't throw picks. He threw picks.
He did. There was a couple of stints where they marched the field in like 2 minutes just to get a touchdown straight back, and it was like, wow, okay, Bucks are giving them a game here. And Lions were getting pushed, but credit to them, Jared Goff, and the Lions turned it up in the fourth quarter. Couple of touchdowns. The going for 2 was really interesting, I thought. Yeah. So analytically, they went for 2 earlier on because there is a higher percentage chance of when you go for 2 getting that one of the 2 times than kicking 2 extra points and getting both of them. Yeah. Okay. So they went for, because there's like a 95% chance of you kicking 2 extra points, and there's like a 60% chance of you getting a 2-point conversion. So in theory, the chances are higher that you'll get the 2-point conversion, and then you just kick the extra point next time, and you'll win the game. Yeah. But your brother actually messaged me before the game started and said, "What's your take on this?" And I said, "Lions to win by 7." And he was like, "Are you sure?" And I was like, "I think Lions to win by 7." And I was like, "If they kicked the extra point, it would have been by 7." He was like, "So you were wrong."
He was pissed.
I don't know what you want from me.
You're going out to piss K off this year, too.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, these Ben's bankers, man.
Oh no.
I don't know what you want from me. I was 1 point away. They just decided not to kick the extra point.
Yeah, but like you were saying, that the analytics of when you're down 14 is to always go for if you score that touchdown once you've been down 14, you always go for the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. Analytically, it was the decision that made sense, but still, I was a bit annoyed.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So the thing is with me, I feel like the first pick that Baker threw, I mean, it was so early in the game, and it didn't actually they scored from it. They scored a field goal, but I don't think it really cost them the game. I just think in the second half they couldn't generate any sustained offensive drives apart from they weren't able to do it consistently. They did score. I think they scored twice in the second half, but they weren't able to score consistently. And they weren't able to generate that pressure on the Lions. The Lions, I never felt like the Lions felt like this game is going a bit off the rails.
Yeah, they were the ones that were in control. It was the Bucks that always having to come back. Even after that first pick, they were straight away having to match the field goal. Exactly. Then it was match another touchdown match, and it was they were just clinging on.
Much after a while.
Yeah, I would say that the first pick did give away points, which is a problem.
Yeah.
But my summary for all of the games, obviously we haven't gone over Bills Chiefs yet, but halftime adjustments.
Yeah.
That always seems to be the case. Is the better coach? That's when your coach makes their money. It's not the preparation for the game. I mean, it can be, but a higher percentage of the time, it's because you make better adjustments at halftime. You see more of what your opposing team is doing, and you make the adjustments accordingly. We have found that in every single one of these games, the better team, generally having the better coach, made the difference.
Yeah.
Like, you were able to make adjustments and therefore won the game, despite how your players played, whether they played well, whether they played poorly. Those adjustments made the difference. It looks like.
I would say my conclusion is to be fair, that's a fair conclusion, and the data proves it. I think my conclusion is players from certain teams making the plays that they needed to. Because, for example, the Packers, Brock Purdy should have thrown 2 picks. One should have been a pick 6.
Yeah. True.
49ers, when they had 2 opportunities for a pick, they made them both.
Yep.
It just happened to be the same player as well, which helped.
Yeah.
And then you saw with the Ravens-Texans game, Lamar made the difference.
Yeah.
Lamar was the difference. Yeah, okay, their defense was
unreal.
Was unreal. But Lamar made the difference. And then again with the Bucks and the Lions, the Lions got the 2 picks. They made the plays when they needed to. And I'm sure when we go into the next game, we'll talk about the players who made the plays and the players who didn't make the plays. It's mostly like you said, it is about coaching, but it's also about players stepping up. When it's time to step up, actually step up, make the play, make the pick, catch the ball,
Dami.
Simple.
And this takes me nicely onto the Bills Chiefs game. Juiciest game of the weekend for me.
Yeah.
Because I had this game to be a shootout. I said this game's gonna be a shootout. I had it being aerial, loads of yards, lots of stuff moving. Actually, it wasn't far off that. Couple of things, like a couple of field goals early on, if those have been touchdowns, that ends up being a very high scoring game. Like 60 points if that happens, I think. So what did it finish at? 27-24 to the Chiefs. So Stephon Diggs was pretty much well covered all game. Like,
as he has been the whole season.
Duffy was on his ass.
McDuffie's good.
McDuffie's real good. He was on his ass the whole game. He got 21 yards off 3 receptions.
And one of them was like -5.
Yep. He got nothing going. Shakir, to be fair to him, looks like a decent threat.
Shakir's got unreal speed.
Yeah, he looks like a good
once he catches that ball, he's gone.
Looks like a good third option. 7 receptions, main aerial threat. Kincaid as well.
Yeah.
Love me some Kincaid. It's dangerous.
Yeah, Knox is just going to
forget. Also, we're forgetting, Dawson Knox was his go-to guy for 3 years. Kincaid shows up, doesn't throw to Knox anymore. Knox doesn't get receptions anymore. He got a touchdown last game, but he got 1 reception for that touchdown.
He came back from injury and it's like he didn't.
It was like... Wow. So, a couple of stats on that. So, Allen threw for 26 of 39 for 186 yards. That tells you everything you need to know about how well the Chiefs covered. They did not give up really any big plays. They kept it.
He had to do a lot with his feet, wasn't
He had to move.
I mean, he tried to match Lamar.
True. 2 rushing touchdowns, but the Chiefs' performance was pretty much what I expected it to be. They defended really, really well. Still gave up points because Allen is who he is. Like, he can run the ball and they still give up points. Mahomes didn't throw a lot, 17 of 23, but still got yards, which is what I thought he'd probably end up throwing a little bit more. I thought it'd end up being a bit more of a shootout at the end. But still got 215. Just Chiefs' performance was just pretty much what I expected it to be. They're not going to blow anybody out, but they always play the Bills close, but they always get the win. And you lot all had the Bills to win this game.
Yeah.
I'm so happy about it.
You know what? Okay.
We did.
Yes, obviously the Chiefs turned up and it did click with some big performances, and
Kelsey turned up for the first
Kelsey,
time in a while.
Yeah.
No big drops.
Yeah.
You say they did lose, but it did come down. It could have gone to overtime. And you never know how that went.
I mean, Hardman fumbled it through the end zone from 1 yard.
Yeah,
out.
that was crazy.
Otherwise, this would have been 34-24.
It's all because he tried to reach out. Just go down. Just go down.
Just lie down.
Yeah, especially when you've got more downs left.
Didn't they just bring him back as well?
Huh?
Didn't they just bring him back?
Yeah, they just won it.
They're regretting that.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, this guy is killing us.
It's because the Bills went for that fourth and 5 play with Damar Hamlin.
Wasn't it the fake punt?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
Yeah.
What are you thinking?
So just what
Disney Channel.
What happened for the people at home? What happened?
So it was a 4th and 5. Obviously
on their own 40 or
on
something.
their own 40. Like, of course, when you're backed up in your own half and you're on your 4th down, you're most likely to punt. What is the wise decision to punt, unless you're the Lions, because Dan Campbell loves just going for it on 4th down. But you're meant to punt the ball away, but instead they went for a fake punt, which means when they hike the ball to the player, instead of the punter kicking it, they actually hike it to another player who tried to run for a 1st down. So it's not actually a punt, hence why fake punt. However, what happened was, so did you guys notice the Chiefs only had 10 players on the field at the time this happened?
I didn't see that.
Yeah, they had one of their players had to sort out his helmet, so he wasn't even on the field. So they've gone for it because I think they've gone for the fake punt because they've clocked that the Chiefs had the player down, and the Chiefs still tackled them
easily.
Tackled
They
them.
got 1 yard.
Yeah.
Did he even get a yard?
He got just got a yard.
Yeah, so they stopped them, and obviously it was a turnover and downs in their own half, and it's like, okay, but the Chiefs didn't score from that.
That was the only surprising thing, like you mentioned there, about thinking it was going to be a shootout at the end. That the 4th quarter, the amount of punts there wasn't a punt, I think, in the first 3 quarters, and then suddenly the 4th quarter, and no one could really get a drive going at all.
If this game had been 42-36 or something like that, that wouldn't have been crazy. It wouldn't have really needed to be much more that happened. Like Hardman's fumble through the end zone, like Bass's field goal.
Right.
Bass's field goal was grim. He missed it to level the game.
His first his extra point attempt, or I think first field goal, 27 yards.
Yeah,
he almost missed.
It didn't look right.
Almost missed.
Yeah,
it went right immediately.
Yeah.
But the thing is,
it was windy.
But Buckle's kicking well.
Yeah, true.
Buckle's
kicking well,
that guy,
and straight. Throughout the whole game, kicked straight. Like it's like they were playing in different games.
Yeah, we saw him adapt previous week in that freezing cold. He adapted very well.
The other big thing from that game was Josh Allen's fumble and Spencer Brown just recovered it. There were a lot of opportunities for the Chiefs to blow them away and put up like 40 in this game. But this is just, unfortunately, who the Chiefs are now. They aren't the team that's going to make every single play and get you 40 points. That was anomaly. But that was an anomaly. That's not who they are, really. And that's not who they're ever really going to be again, it doesn't look like. No. Not that they're going to have to pay Mahomes real money, and they are now paying him real money. They can't get the threats that they want.
Hey, man, they got MVS.
What did I tell you guys about MVS last week? You just need one catch. Just one catch from him.
That's what made the difference.
They got two for 62.
2 for 62 yards. That makes a difference.
Or
Noah
I just
Gray.
set him up for it.
Or Noah Gray. That one catch for 12 yards. First down. Thank you very much. I'll take that. Get me into field goal range. I'll take that.
Where does this leave the Bills?
It leaves the Bills like they always are.
Super Bowl or bust. They bust.
Yeah. It leaves them just looking up at Patrick Mahomes going, we probably should have stayed where we were in the 2017.
So what? I can't even remember. I sent it. I can't remember that. What was it?
They got rid of the 10th pick for 3 players. It turned out 3 players who turned out to be pro bowlers. Yeah,
3 very good players.
But obviously, then the Chiefs took that pick and
drafted them out and has haunted them ever since.
Yeah, and they've never been able to get past him.
So, in terms of where else this leaves the Bills, do we think McDermott has done enough to keep his job?
If the Cowboys didn't get rid of McCarthy, I can't see why the Bills would get rid of McDermott. They win their division every year.
How far do they go in the playoffs every year?
Not far enough.
Not past this stage.
Yeah, they haven't made the championship game since 2020.
But the Bills have made the championship game, 3 of the last 4 seasons?
No, they made the divisional round.
Sorry, divisional.
They made the divisional round.
Yeah, they make that comfortably.
And then they lose to the Chiefs.
Yeah, then they lose to the Chiefs.
In their mind, with the players and what they believe of Josh Allen, they believe they are one of the best couple of teams in the league, good enough to be in the Super Bowl every year. They don't get there. So, at what point do you go, this isn't working, we need to do something about it? Or do you just accept that, okay, we're going to be a perennial playoff team, let's live with that? I don't think many teams want to look at that.
No.
Bills Mafia is not setting them for that at all.
That's what I'm saying. So you either accept that and be like, cool, we're going to get to the playoffs and we're going to challenge and we're going to cause people problems, but every time we come up against Mahomes or any top 2 seed, we're going to lose, or you blow it up. And get rid of some players, start again. This is a good quarterback class. Do you trade away Josh Allen?
No.
So when I say I'm just posing some questions to the room.
Spitball and then
you know this ain't bold take.
I didn't say they should trade him. I said you could trade him.
No.
I'm not saying you necessarily do, but
I think he's Superman in Buffalo. There's no chance.
Yeah.
Superman who can't ever
Yeah,
get
no,
past
but that's how they see him, isn't it?
There's
So
no
it's like, but it is.
The thing is,
Doodoo man.
so the thing is,
I got nothing for you.
if they can't get past him, and they can't get past Joe Burrow, by the way,
Nope.
because Joe Burrow went
better.
into Orchard Park and destroyed them last
Because
year.
Joe Burrow's better.
But so, like you said, maybe the coach does need to change, or they need to again just recruit more players, trade for some players. Maybe they need to give up on Stephon Diggs, because by the way, they went on that 6 or 7 game winning streak with Stephon Diggs doing nothing.
Yeah.
So
even pulling him out on third downs. Which was
So clearly they can survive without him. Maybe they need someone else. Devontae Adams would be nice in Buffalo.
Devontae Adams is expensive.
But he probably doesn't want that weather.
No, he does not.
It's too cold.
Well, he managed in Green Bay for a long time.
Yeah, actually, yeah, he
Cold
managed
as
in
hell.
Green Bay.
Looks as cold as hell.
Yeah.
He had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't think they get rid of the coach, especially when they win.
No.
They win their division every year, and they make it to the divisional round every year.
Yeah, I think it would be a bold move, but they almost didn't make the playoffs.
Yeah.
But they did.
They did. I'm just.
I do think this
posing
was
stuff.
their. But in most recent years, this was definitely their best shot to actually get to the Super Bowl. But
Did anyone realistically think they were going to?
Oh,
no, I think they would have. I think they would have fell short to the Ravens. But
I thought they would.
I thought they were going to win this game.
Yeah.
Well, clearly.
Yeah.
You all picked it.
Especially at home.
Yeah.
Especially at home, especially when no one believed in the Chiefs' offensive weapons apart from Kelsey and Rice. And Pacheco.
Yep.
Actually no.
Yeah, they got some players.
Oh, they did have the weapons.
Yep. Are you?
Oh damn
Some
it!
players.
talking about.
Are you not done betting against the Chiefs now
Huh?
as well?
Oh no, there's
No, I've never ruled out the Chiefs.
Well, then when you pick the Bills.
No, I said the Chiefs
could
could easily they could win it, but I just think the Bills would
They're not beating the Ravens.
because the Chiefs know how to win.
Ravens. You not beat the Ravens.
Oh, it's going to be a juicy game.
Let's
Should we start with that? Should we start with that one then?
Yeah,
Championship
okay.
game.
So Chiefs, Ravens, 49ers, Lions.
Let's start with the Chiefs then.
I've actually, in our bracket, I have picked the Ravens to beat the Chiefs in this game. When I predicted at the start, it was Chiefs, Ravens in this game, and the Ravens would win
And
it.
where's your heart now?
I think the Chiefs win it. They just can't stop winning big games.
But let's just say, obviously Kelsey had a good game. Rice has been consistent again.
He actually was a bit disappointing in that game.
He only
had 4 catches.
4 for 47.
Yeah.
It's a slow game for him.
But now they come those weapons plus the weapons that haven't been performing come against that defense, which we've seen is top caliber.
Totally, a very good defense. I think it will be a low-scoring defensive game. When did the Ravens last come up against an equally good defense?
49ers. And they destroyed the 49ers.
Equally good?
I thought the 49ers
they
defense
cooked
was
them.
just as good.
Yeah, they cooked them.
Yeah.
But the defense was the problem. As in, the defense got them the game. As in, the defense got loads of takeaways.
Oh yeah, they did. They got 5 picks. Yeah.
So against who? How many did Brock throw in that game? Was it 4?
4.
Cool. Yeah. So how many picks is Mahomes throwing in that game?
Is that your king?
Is it 4? It isn't 4.
No.
The offense gave away the game because they gave up opportunities to the defense to put up points.
Yeah.
It wasn't Lamar putting up loads of points. Because it didn't need to. It didn't need to. I think the interesting thing will be if Mahomes doesn't give them points, that game looks very different to me. If Brock doesn't give them points, that game looks so different. Because McCaffrey didn't get a chance to get going. No one got a chance to get going because Brock just gave him the game.
Yeah.
Because he's amazing. MVP. So So I think the interesting thing will be if Mahomes doesn't give up the game, which when was the last time you saw Mahomes literally give away a game? It doesn't happen very often.
Against the Raiders.
Yeah,
he has done it a couple of times this season to be fair.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's impossible, but in a big game, like this is a big game. I just don't see it.
Yeah, he doesn't do it in the playoffs.
Never does it in a big game.
No, I don't think it won't be a matter of him not turning up. It is just a case of the weapons just can't actually help him get the job done.
Yeah,
I think that's going to be.
Like for example, like MVS, I think that might have been his best game of the year.
Yeah,
that might be the only good game.
With 2 receptions.
Like I said, I originally had the Ravens to win this game. I think the Chiefs sneak it, but it's in my mind it's going to be a really low-scoring game.
Yeah,
and it'll be won on field goals. 2 incredible kickers.
I was going to say, how do you flip that then? And how does the Chiefs defense cope with Lamar, do you think then? Do you think they actually manage to slow him down?
Yeah.
You think?
Yeah. I think Lamar is the MVP. Lamar has been incredible. I don't think he's as good as he's being made out to be. He's obviously very good. He is the MVP. Mahomes had a bit of a down year. Like, it wasn't his sensational self as he had been in previous years. But if Mahomes had even put up anywhere close to his normal numbers, he'd have easily coasted MVP.
Yeah.
Like, Lamar got it because Mahomes wasn't able to. A lot of receivers kind of let him down, and they didn't really have the offensive power that they have done before. I don't think he will cause them that many issues. I think it'll be more about can the Chiefs put up enough points to beat a Ravens team that won't give you much. Because the Ravens will put up 13.
I guess if you look at the Ravens first half this week just gone, if that sort of Ravens offense turns up, then yeah.
Yeah.
The Texans did slow them down first half.
I think it's going to be low scoring. I think it's going to be like 2017, something like that. Like 2017, field goal wins it, maybe overtime.
I think the Chiefs gave up 24 points to the Bills.
Yeah.
I think that was the most amount of points that they gave up all season.
Yeah.
Like,
You said they averaged 20.
If you keep in the for the Chiefs, if they give up less than 21, they win the game.
Yeah.
And sometimes they win it even if they give up more than 21, i.e. against the Bills. I think it's going to be a great game. I think it's going to be a defensive battle, but I think the Chiefs take it, like 2017. But, I mean, the Ravens could win it. It's going to be coin flip close.
Yeah.
I think that's the bit that gets me is just like I say, the defense, Ravens defense just stopping the Chiefs weapons.
Is the Ravens defense better than the Chiefs?
I mean,
Chiefs
statistically,
defense?
yes.
Yeah.
Not by much, though, is it?
No, but
It's like pretty coin flip close.
But you've got the Ravens defense playing against a lesser
Yeah.
Chiefs offense.
Yeah.
You sure about that?
Yes.
Oh, I'm looking forward to this game. Who do you all have then? What's your takes?
I think
Ravens.
Ravens.
Yeah, Ravens.
Yeah.
I'm changing my Chiefs.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've got Ravens in our bracket, so I win either way. But
Okay, yeah,
No,
is that how we do it nowadays?
no, I'm changing it. Chiefs.
Okay.
I'm going Chiefs,
Alright.
but it's going to be close.
Interesting.
Right.
Alright,
Thomas and Butker.
NFC side then.
49ers Lions.
49ers Lions.
Well, someone else take their take first, because
Yeah, go for it, Bits.
talk to us.
Why are you saying that first? I just listen to you lot and then say the same thing.
Yeah, shut up.
Yeah.
No, I just do what Vince does.
Yeah, let's talk about your King Brock.
I'll go bold then. I'll be like, that was a bad game, and that was their bad game for the rest of the playoff run. And I think the 49ers just clicked this week, and I think it's a high-scoring game. I think the Lions' defense doesn't really slow them down. I think the Lions have been involved in some high-scoring games this season. You can't deny that. And I think the 49ers edge it.
I think I'm gonna go. I'm obviously going the same, but I think the reason will be, I think Dan Campbell's gonna go ballsy on all these plays. I think he's gonna
shoot himself in the foot.
I think he's gonna lose his head a little bit, and he's gonna make some huge calls, and they're gonna backfire.
Yeah,
that's my prediction.
Cool.
I don't think so. On Dan Campbell, I don't think he's made a play or he's made a call in the playoffs yet, which I can call like silly or like too ballsy.
Yeah.
I think he's been pretty right. Like people,
even putting the field goal unit out this week, you could tell he was just fuming.
yeah.
I can't do that.
I think he is actually slightly restraining himself because like the reason why I had the Rams initially to beat the Lions was because I thought Sean McVay is a lot smarter than Dan Campbell.
The more experienced coach.
Yeah, more experienced coach, and I
He's won
thought
Super Bowls.
but then Dan Campbell did what it needed to be done. So I was like, okay, sure. And then in the Bucks game, he came against Todd Bowles. Todd Bowles has won a Super Bowl as a coordinator, so he's not inexperienced, and he beat him all ends up.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, against the 49ers, that he knows that they have some offensive talent. They like George Kittle, Deebo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. But he's got some offensive talent as well. Sam Laporta is balling. Amon-Ra St. Brown is balling.
And Jared Goff's playing out.
Yeah. And they've got two really good running backs.
Yeah.
That are
Jamar Gibbs. The fact that they didn't really start play him at the start and then just brought him in just to inject a nice bit of pace at the end.
It's just their rookies, man.
Yeah.
Brian Branch as well.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. I do think it's going to be a high scoring one.
Nuts.
Yeah. And also, don't forget about Jameson Williams. He can take the top off the defense.
He's been a little bit. He's been a bit out of it, hasn't he?
Yeah, but trust me,
he was injured.
Was
he? Or was it the?
What?
Was he injured or was he out because of the gambling thing?
He was out.
He was out for the gambling.
Oh, really?
Yeah, suspended.
He got suspended for the gambling thing.
I didn't know.
Yeah. So you can't bet on the games. Can't play on it.
So you mentioned experience as well. How much do you think? How much do you think the fact
he
that
doesn't
the
get
49ers...
Ivan back until he plays in the game consistently? Sorry, carry on, Kriski.
So I was going to say about experience, how much do you think plays a factor that the 49ers were in this game a year ago? And obviously injuries kind of shot them in the foot, but...
So my take is 49ers have the experience in the game. I don't think that is the big deciding factor. I think the deciding factor is the Niners are just better basically everywhere. So if we just dissect the Lions-Bucks game very, very briefly, we talked about it a little bit, but we didn't really speak about specifics. But the Lions had completely open middle of the field the entire game. Laporta did whatever he wanted. Amon-Ra St. Brown did whatever he wanted. Jared Goff could throw it over the middle, no problems at all. And they still only won by 8.
Yeah.
So my question is, are they going to get that level of openness anywhere in the field against a 49ers team? I don't think so.
Not with Greenlaw.
Right, so they're not going to put up 31. Do we think that, let's say realistically, okay, they lose 10 points off that game because they don't get something, but they put up 20. Can the 49ers put up more than 20? Yeah. Fairly comfortably. The Bucks put up 23. I just don't see a scenario where this is really even close. Like, I really like the Lions. I think they offer a lot, and I think they've got a lot of talent across the whole team. They just come up short against the 49ers team that's basically better in every position.
Yeah.
Like, if the team is healthy, if that 49ers team is healthy, I've never questioned the 49ers team, apart from your boy Brock. But if everyone's healthy in that team, they're very difficult to beat. Like, regardless of who they come up against, I think the only team that really gave them trouble was the Ravens. Outside of that, they've been pretty unstoppable. Like, this Lions team doesn't measure up for me. Like, you struggled against the Bucks at points. Like, that Bucks team was there for the taking. They played well, and they played their hearts out. But that middle of the field was open all game. Yeah. They didn't exploit it anywhere near enough. Like, Ben Johnson's meant to be one of them, like, highly touted, going to be taking on a head coaching position. He's the OC, for the offensive coordinator for the Lions. Yeah. He didn't exploit that anywhere near enough. It was open the whole game. Like, their linebackers were dropping in to cover the run. which was great, except Laporta could have just jogged into the middle section, which was completely open middle of the field. Like it didn't track for me that they only won by 8. They should have blown them out really easily earlier. So if they try and do that against the Niners aren't going to have it.
Yeah.
I just don't see it. I think this ends up being a 14-point blowout, maybe more. I don't think this is close.
Sad could be the end of the road for the Lions.
But it's still a good year for him.
Oh, it's been an
a great
exceptional year.
Yeah.
Like it's just always it's nice to see a project and that like it's actually come off. They're given it time. They've built something there and they've done something that fans have been waiting for ages.
He probably would have been coach of the year again had D'Amico Ryans not had an insane run with the Texans.
Yeah.
Obviously Kevin Stefanski also had a good year, but like they've been incredible. But just this is where you just don't measure up against a team that's better than you in every spot apart from QB.
Yeah.
Like, I think we would all generally agree that if you move Goff into that 49ers team, they do just get better. He's a more experienced quarterback. He's been in the big games. Like he does a similar
He's
job.
looking much more composed this year.
He's
well.
he's a similar type of player to Brock as well, I think.
Yeah.
And I think he's just
They've
better.
got a similar amount of Super Bowls as well, haven't they?
So that's my take.
Yeah, like I think the stats are ridiculous for when like Jared Goff, like if he has no pressure on him, he's probably the most accurate and best passer in the league
He's very good.
in terms of his
B
stats.
plus quarterback,
Yeah.
for sure.
But also, I think I'm going to choose the 49ers just because I kind of don't want to see the Lions go up against that Ravens team because I reckon it could turn into like college football style playoff final where they just get blown out. Because
62.
yeah, so
62.
So the last time the Ravens played the Lions was 22nd of October. The Ravens won 38-6.
Yeah, cook 'em.
38-6.
Yeah, whereas you think the 49ers would actually have a lot of revenge for...
Yeah. I mean, the Ravens beat the 49ers 33-19.
Yeah, that's what I
so
mean.
it wasn't very close either.
Yeah, but they'll have revenge for that because they know
but
that
and
game
also
was a...
Brock threw 4 picks as well,
The
which is not
49ers
going to happen.
the 49ers are a better prospect in that Super Bowl, regardless if it's Chiefs or Ravens.
Yeah.
It just makes a better game.
Mm.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Amon-Ra St. Brown and Sam Laporta in there, though. That would be cool.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
happy if
Just-
Brock gets in. I'm happy, like, Lions is a nice, lovely story as well, which I'm all for that.
Yeah. No offense to
There's
Detroit or Eminem. We
They
love
cheat.
Eminem.
He's a massive Lions fan.
Yeah,
he's from Detroit.
Yeah, he goes to all the games, doesn't he?
Yeah, he goes to all the games. Yeah.
One of my bankers might be 49ers to be up by like 13.5 at half. To be up by 2 touchdowns at half time.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wow.
That's a bit
Ben's
much.
bank-
I'm gonna blow him up like that.
Blow them out.
That's a bit much.
Blow them out.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah, Greenlaw and Warner in the middle of that
Yeah.
field.
He has a problem.
Yeah,
That's a problem, man.
I think the Lions put up like 3 points, and the 49ers could easily put up 21 in the first half.
Yeah.
I don't think this is close.
Especially, how they start games fast.
I think the only X factor, like I said before, was Hutchinson getting his sacks.
Yeah.
I think if he gets to 2+ sacks and causes problems on that right tackle, I think that maybe plays a bit of a factor, but I don't think it plays enough of a factor in the first half. I think it would only be adjustments that are made by Dan Campbell. But again, I think Shanahan's adjustments would be better.
Yeah.
So, anyway. Anything else to add? Going to be looking juicy.
Yeah, no, just that it's the Chiefs' 6th consecutive AFC Championship game.
Yep.
It's what
It's
they do,
nuts.
man.
Yep.
It's what they do.
That's nuts.
It's what they do.
How many of the last 6 have they made it to the Super Bowl as well?
I don't know.
3.
3 or 4?
5?
So they made it to the Super Bowl 3 times under Mahomes. So if they make it this year, it'll be 4 out of 6, which is insane.
Dang.
Yeah, and I think Brady. So Brady made it to 8 AFC Championship games in a row, but it took him 12 years to make it to 3 Super Bowls.
That's insane.
Right.
So Mahomes is so far ahead of schedule to match Brady.
I mean, he's breaking his records already. Him and
Yeah.
Kelsey broke the record for the
Yeah, I
most
saw that.
receiving touchdowns
Yeah,
in the playoffs.
Yeah.
16.
yeah, that's.
Breaking records.
I mean,
that.
it does make you wonder why we would bet against the Chiefs if those are his records.
Super Bowl in 20, 21 and 23. Made it 3 of the last 4 years.
Yeah.
That's insane.
To the Super Bowl, 3 of the last 4 years.
Hey, he's alright.
Either way, I'm looking forward to the games.
Yeah,
That's for sure.
Buzzing for this week.
That's for sure.
Yeah,
when
so
are the games on?
Both games are on Sunday.
Both games on Sunday night.
games on
What,
Sunday
8 and
night.
then 11:30?
Yeah, 8 p.m. and 11:30 UK time.
Sweet.
Sensational.
Nice.
Anything else to add?
Nah.
Nope.
Juicy. All right, cool. Catch you in the next one. Enjoy the games.